Hi, good morning, campers. Have the bourbon gods ever smiled upon me over the last week? It's been some great hunting. I found some kick-ass bottles, some of which I've been looking for. This video, however, will be delving a little farther into the wood hat world. The bourbon Rubenesque, which I keep calling burlesque for some reason. It works. So I was under the impression that this was a bottled and bond, and yet it doesn't say bottled and bond anywhere on this whatsoever. But then when you scan it on Only Drams, it comes up as Wood Hats Bottled and Bond. So I gotta do some more research. Regardless of whether or not it is overseen by the government, it's a fucking exceptional pour. Exceptional. I would compare it to a Peerless Double Oak with a little more smoke on it. And it's not an overpowering smoke. It doesn't take anything away. It adds to. Just a really solid pour. I was super impressed. Out of New Florence, Missouri. I can't say enough about it. Picked this little cat up today. This is the 90 proof Twin Timbers bourbon whiskey. So apparently it's twice barreled in oak and pecan barrels. You hold in your hands the remarkable Twin Timbers bourbon, beginning its life in our blah, 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 blah. So it starts out his life as Rubenesque and finished in charred pecan barrels. Innovative use of pecan has transformed our bourbon into a phenomenal rare spirit. Aged a minimum of 2 years. Now, normally, if I saw something that was bragging about the fact that it was aged 2 years, I would put it back because it's probably, like drinking horse piss, only not as good. In this case, though, apparently, from what it was explained to me, they are supercharging the aging process. Now, Texas whiskey. A lot of people shit on Texas whiskey. I'm not a huge Texas whiskey fan myself because I may be wrong here. I'm not a freaking scientist. I'm not an expert. I can just tell you what I taste. And what I taste is something that was rushed. I'm not saying it was bad, what I've had. I mean, still Austin's okay, but it's definitely Texas whiskey. You get a lot of barrel, because it gets so goddamn hot down there. Now, on the flip side of the coin, you take a Detling or a Crittenden's. Now it gets hot down there too, but little different style, man. So they're supercharging it in New Florence, Missouri, by putting the barrels into steel containers, like shipping containers. And you know what? You can talk all you want about Texas heat. A Missouri summer ain't nothing to fucking scoff at, especially if you're a barrel of whiskey inside of a big metal box. That's why you get that color at a minimum of 2 years. So, to open up our palate tonight, my good friend, before we get rolling on some wood hat, which I'm excited about because this is Reuben-esque, but then it's finished in a pecan barrel. I love me some pecans. I graduated high school in the pecan capital of the fucking world, man. That's going to be good. But to open up our palate tonight, my good friend Reed Linhart gave me a jar of apple pie infused makers. This is delicious. And I mean, it's not what we normally do on here, but I just wanted to do it because it's so good. And I really appreciate him doing that. And it's friggin' amazing. I love that he used the makers on that too. You can almost taste the crust. It's friggin' delicious. If you bump into Mr. Reed Linhart, you can talk him out of a jar of that. It's good shit, Maynard. Thanks again, Reed. Okay, now down to business. We're going to start out with a little sip of the Reuben-esque because we know it. And we know we like it. I just spilled a huge amount of this amazing juice, and I actually feel bad about it because that's a really good bottle. If the Twin Timbers turns out half as what I think it will, and it's just a little feller. One thing about it though, this little guy, it was encroaching $40. So they're proud of this stuff. They know what they've got. They know what they've got. This fella was, I don't know, 50 something ish. They've got some offerings made with bloody butcher corn. I can tell you, I am not a huge bloody butcher corn guy. Jephthah Creed kind of turned me off to, Dude, what? Jephthah Creed kind of turned me off to bloody butcher corn. Not that Jephthah Creed's not a great product. It's just not the product for me. I have not found the Jephthah Creed that I want to call my own yet, but I'm going to keep trying. They've got the Bloody Dapper, Woodhat does. There's a blue corn, and some of these are 80 proofers. The Bloody Dapper and the Bloody Butcher Corn single barrel. The single barrel was encroaching upon 120 proofish, somewhere between 110 and 120. The Bloody Dapper was 100 proof. That's my happy place. So this guy's a 90 proofer. She's a bit watered down. 100 proof on the Reuben-esque. So, and you get I get kind of a vegetable thing. I don't want to call it everybody calls it the dark fruit. Okay, yeah, like a plum maybe, but it reminds me of somebody's cellar, and it's got that kind of nice, almost a musty, but it's not a bad smell. It's like they've got fresh vegetables in their cellar that have been sitting there for a little while, and there's a little honey on this too, but you don't pick up all the char and the smoke on the nose. At least I don't. But man, when you put it in your mouth, it's definitely there. doesn't take away from the kind of fruit forward, but the smoke is there throughout, from the front to the back, but it doesn't steal anything, I don't feel. I think it's just there. It enhances. That is so nice. That is so nice. I can't wait to try this dark fucker. I don't get as much fruit. I get a little more of the oakiness. Oh wow. Yeah, that's an oak bomb. And it may be the pecan, I don't know, but there's a lot of char and smoke. Where this, I feel it adds to it. This might be covering a little something up because I don't get all the dark fruits. It's just, it's a bit of a campfire. It's very nice. For a 90 proofer, it coats well. And the finish for 90 proof hangs on for a while. I mean, it's there for a minute, and it's not unpleasant. It's just, it's a lot, I don't want to keep saying oak, but let's call it that. It's a lot of oak. And if you're an oak person, this twin timbers, the pecan and oak, I highly suggest. I personally sometimes will be in the mood for an oak bomb. Man, that's the one, because it's there. That is, that's impressive, actually. But I pick up the grain a little more grain forward than the Rubenesque for some reason. I gotta tell you, it's a winner though. I would probably, my suggestion would be, just get this. That's good. It's good enough for me. But if you're in the mood for something a little smokier, a little oakier, Twin Timbers is, that's a pretty good pour. So, man, I'm becoming a wood hat fan. Deal is though, you gotta love that. You gotta love the barrel. You gotta love what it picks up from the barrel as far as the char. You gotta be into heavy oak smoke, or this is not for you. You gotta be I mean, if you're, oh yeah, I love 2XO, which is great, but it's not. No, that's not this. This is a heavy hitter here. It's not a burning tire, but it's definitely smoky, definitely oaky. To the point where it does start to cover up some of the dark fruits and the kind of vegetable thing the uniqueness that I get off this bottle. Still a win. still a win. Love it. So, thanks for playing.